Virgin River Season 7 ends with one of the most emotional and chaotic finales the show has delivered so far. Several major storylines collide at the end of the season, including Mel and Jack's adoption story, Charmaine's disappearance, Brie's complicated love life, and a shocking accident that could change everything in the next season. One of the biggest storylines of the season revolves around Mel and Jack possibly adopting a baby. Early in the season, Mel's surrogate patient Marley suddenly shows up at their cabin after her wedding. She reveals that the couple who originally planned to adopt her baby has backed out of the arrangement. Marley then makes a surprising request and asks Mel if she would consider adopting the child instead. At first Mel refuses. She doesn't want to rush into something so life-changing and instead offers to help Marley find another adoptive family. But as the season continues, things start to change. Marley begins staying near Mel and Jack while she figures out what to do, and the couple slowly begins imagining what their life would look like with a baby. Just when it seems like adoption might actually happen, Marley's ex-boyfriend returns. Since he is the baby's father, this complicates everything. The two briefly consider raising the baby together. However, by the finale they realize they are not ready to become parents. Both of them still want to finish university and build their lives first. Because of that, they officially agree to allow Mel and Jack to adopt the baby. Everything seems to be working out until another major twist appears at the end of the season. At the Founders' Day picnic, Marley suddenly becomes very ill. Doctors quickly discover that the unborn baby has a serious congenital heart defect. The child will need surgery immediately after birth and may require several more procedures in the future. In the final moments of the season, Marley gives birth and Mel and Jack rush into an ambulance with the newborn baby boy. They head toward a children's specialist hospital to begin treatment. This means Mel and Jack technically adopt the baby, but the situation is far from simple because the baby's health will become a huge storyline moving into Season 8. Despite the chaos, Mel and Jack's relationship is stronger than ever. They move into their new house together, expand their land with horses, and even take a romantic honeymoon in Mexico. But other characters in Virgin River face much messier endings. Brie's love life becomes one of the biggest storylines of the season. At the start of Season 7, she is engaged to Mike. However, she quickly realizes that her heart is not fully in the relationship. She eventually admits that she cannot truly love him the way he deserves. After the breakup, Brie grows closer to Brady again. Brady initially tries to stay away because he knows being around her will bring back his feelings. But by episode 9, Brie visits him and confesses that he is the only person she trusts. She tells him that she wants to be with him if he still wants her. By the finale, Brady and Brie officially get back together and appear at the Founders' Day picnic as a couple. Unfortunately, their happiness doesn't last long. At the end of the episode, Brady rides his motorcycle while imagining Brie riding behind him. He becomes distracted and crashes directly into a broken-down truck. The show cuts away before revealing whether he survives, leaving his fate as one of the biggest cliffhangers heading into Season 8. Another major mystery in the season involves Charmaine. At the start of the season, Jack finds Charmaine's abusive ex Calvin dead on the floor. Charmaine and the twins are missing, which immediately makes her the main suspect. Brie and Mike begin searching for her separately and eventually uncover the truth. Charmaine actually went into hiding because she believed she would be blamed for Calvin's death. However, the real killer turns out to be her obsessive nail salon boss. Calvin had hired someone to keep an eye on the man because he didn't trust him. But the situation spiraled out of control when the boss showed up at Charmaine's house, killed Calvin, and kidnapped her. Mike eventually finds the hideout and arrests the man, rescuing Charmaine and the twins. Charmaine survives, but after the rescue she disappears again and doesn't appear for the rest of the season. Another emotional storyline involves Doc Mullins and the future of the Virgin River Clinic. Throughout the season, Doc is under investigation by Grace Valley medical authorities who want to suspend his license after a controversial surgery. However, when Marley's baby develops a serious heart condition, Doc works alongside a Grace Valley doctor to diagnose the problem. The collaboration proves that Doc's experience is still incredibly valuable. In the finale, Doc proposes a partnership between the Virgin River Clinic and Grace Valley Hospital so they can work together instead of competing. His wife Hope initially reacts angrily because she believes it could allow corporations to take over the town's healthcare system. But later she learns that her father once made a similar decision to save his business and protect his family. This realization may help her eventually accept Doc's plan in the next season. Other characters also face major life changes. Preacher receives a glowing review in a major food magazine and wants to expand Jack's bar into a fine dining restaurant. Jack refuses because he wants to keep the bar as the heart of the community. As a result, Preacher considers leaving Virgin River entirely and starting his own restaurant. Muriel continues chemotherapy after her breast cancer diagnosis, showing incredible strength while the town supports her. Lizzie and Denny also welcome their baby daughter Coco. However, Lizzie begins struggling with postpartum depression and relies on Mel and Hope for support. All these storylines set up major possibilities for Virgin River Season 8. The biggest questions moving forward are whether Marley's baby will survive the heart surgery and whether Mel and Jack will officially raise him. Fans also need to learn if Brady survives his motorcycle crash and what will happen to his relationship with Brie. Doc and Hope's marriage may also face challenges depending on how the clinic partnership develops. And with Preacher considering leaving town, Virgin River itself could look very different in the future. Season May 7th have answered some questions, but it also created a whole new set of mysteries waiting to unfold in Season 8.